was a giant in my mind before I ever ran into him. You know, when I was going to medical school, everybody said you must read Ian's book, and Ian was obviously leading our thought about family medicine. And I remember the first time I met him was down at the University of Western Ontario. We had gone down just after I'd finished my residency, gone down to a meeting being held by the faculty, and I'm looking around for someone who's about 10 feet tall in the audience because I know Ian's there. And finally I asked someone if they'd introduce me to him. And I remember walking up to him and seeing this dapper man with wise eyes.
Ian McWhinney was born in 1926 in the English industrial town of Burnley, where his father was a family doctor. He took his medical training at Cambridge.
My father had moved from Burnley in 1939, just before the war, and he had bought a practice. In those days, you bought a practice. You paid money for the goodwill in Stratford-on-Avon, which of course is Shakespeare's town and a delightful town, and so he practiced there during the war, and the practice had advanced, had grown, and they needed another person in the practice, another physician, so I was offered the position.
He'd been in practice for almost a decade when he received a traveling fellowship, which allowed him the chance to survey the state of family practice in North America. The experience crystallized his view that family medicine should be an academic discipline, a position he formalized in a now famous 1966 Lancet article. In 1967, he accepted a full professorship and the chair of the newly created Department of Family Medicine at the University of Western Ontario.
When Ian McWhinney came to North America in the late 60s, the family medicine was just getting on its feet. It was redeveloping or re-emerging as a distinct discipline following the Second World War. The National College reestablished itself in 1954, and we did not have any kind of rigorous training programs for family medicine. We didn't have the intellectual basis of the discipline had not been defined.
I thought that it was strange and wrong that the biggest branch of medicine, in terms of numbers of physicians, had no representative in medical school. So, what kind of medicine were they learning?
There was a rush to specialization, and the idea was that everybody would need a cardiologist and a gerontologist and an obstetrician. And I think Ian enunciated the fact that there was a specialty, a body of knowledge, a scientific basis for taking care of people in their lives and in their disease.
And this means that as well as classifying the patient's illness, giving it a name, which is still, of course, crucial, that we also don't feel that we've finished our task until we know what the illness means to the patient.
Is passionate about our discipline, absolutely passionate about family medicine and the importance of this as the key foundation of medicine. He has influenced my thinking in many ways about what the discipline is, about how to inquire in the discipline, how to deliver care in the discipline, and almost the sacred responsibility we have as family docs to help people in their journey through life.
He is without doubt the single most influential individual in the development of the discipline of family medicine upon which our healthcare system depends. He established the intellectual basis for it and began the first training program in the discipline in Canada. And he has continued to nurture others to carry that tradition on beyond his career.
I feel that I'm receiving it for all the people that I've worked with over these years. I feel that I'm representative for them, and I'd like them to think of it in that way.
Not only is he the father of family medicine in Canada, he has reshaped the thinking about medicine in Canada. It's taken some time for my specialist colleagues to understand, as Ian had said a long time ago, that this is the most complex part of medicine and the fundamental building block. But Ian has been the person that said that made it real, that spoke it to in all the spheres of our medical establishment. So it isn't just family medicine. And Ian is a father of medicine in Canada, modern medicine, where we are now.